What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Blerd It Out. We are on break from One Piece this week. It is Golden Week, I believe, so I think literally everything's on break. So it's more of a Shonen Jump break than it is an Oda break. I do believe we're getting an Oda break here soon, but I don't know if it's the next week or the week after. I think we're going to be getting 11-14 next week, and then we go on an Oda break after 11-14. And somewhere in there, I plan on doing a video because we got a big reveal in 11-13. So I plan on doing either a collab video or just a content video on the main channel, talking about just kind of some of the pieces that have been lining up. Because if you have read the latest chapter, it reveals a big part of what's to come for One Piece. So there's a lot to talk about there. But since we're on break, we're going to do an episode on the seasonals. We got a new set of seasonal animes that have been running. Some of them are, second or third season. Some of them are brand new. But I'm going to go through some of them because I've started watching some. I have some planned to watch and some I'm just not interested in at all. But we're going to go through all those and see what those are hitting like so far. First, a word from our sponsors. You are now listening to the Blerd Out podcast, which is available on your favorite podcast websites like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Check the link in the description or search Blerd Out wherever you podcast, and you will find greatness. Episodes are also uploaded on my main YouTube channel at Tyrant King Kuma and on the official podcast YouTube channel at Blerd Out Podcast. And as always, if you haven't caught up to the latest episodes, please note there will be spoilers ahead.
Spoilers.
So, the seasonal, spring 2024. Honestly, after the last few, I think this season's a bit more tame. There's a lot of things that people have been waiting to come back in this season, though. We got things like Konosuba come back. We got Demon Slayer, which I just realized is coming back this season. I don't keep track of Demon Slayer like that because I think when it gets here, I'll watch it. Otherwise, I'm not really worried about it. Although, I think this season of Demon Slayer is the Hashira training arc, which means Shinobu will finally be back in the story, which might make me more interested. If we get like the Hashira Shinobu and not a lot of Tanjiro, I would absolutely love that. Jobless Part 2 is out, and I mean, I'm so behind on Jobless. Like I find it hard to bring myself to watch Jobless because there are elements of it that are really good, and there are elements of it that I find really off-putting. So it's hard to bring myself like, okay, I'll run a few episodes and then I have to remember I really don't like the main character. And I really don't like what the main character does. And of course, Slime Season 3 is back. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. If you have not seen Slime, check out Slime. Probably a top 3 isekai. Like up there with Konosuba, which is also back. So you got two of the greats coming back this season. Or this season. And I haven't watched any of them. Like I definitely will be watching Slime, not will be watching Konosuba. I think I'm gonna wait to binge at least half of it. I want half of it to go by and then I'll start watching because I already know there's greatness packed into that. I don't need to wait and hope that it's gonna be good. I already know it's gonna be good, so I'm just gonna collect them all and watch them at once. My Hero is supposed to be back 7th season. I don't know. If you've watched the other episodes where I've talked about My Hero a little bit, or even the one where I talked about Is My Hero Mid, My Hero, it used to be a really good series to me. It's fallen far from grace, in my opinion. I really don't see a reason to keep watching the anime. I read the manga. And I mean, the manga has been losing my interest, so the anime definitely isn't going to keep it. Honestly, I haven't been super excited to watch since season 4, I want to say. Basically, when they finished the overhaul stuff, that's when I kind of stopped watching the series. Like, I'll watch moments now, but I won't actually watch like episode to episode. And I think season 7 is going to be more or less the same. I did mention that they're trying to get me drawn in with using Mirko in the trailer, but I'm gonna hold strong. If they do something really crazy, then yeah, I'll check out the episode. Otherwise, I'll just wait. Some other ones I'm gonna check out that aren't as big. Well, I know Kaiju number 8 is getting a lot of hype. I do want to see what all the hype on that is about. There's Misfit of Demon King, which is a series that, it's one of those MCs overpowered. I really like the overpowered MC kind of bit, especially when like they really have no equal and they start off overpowered. If they start overpowered, then it's great. I'm not a huge fan if they build to being overpowered, but Misfits straight up like Anos is the Demon King, straight up OP. So it's just fun to watch. Same with Irregular Magic High. MC is OP. They got some weird things going on in Magic High, which is why I'm still trying to bring myself to watch it, but it's not as pronounced. I don't know how the third season is going to treat it. We'll see how that goes. Ones that I'm completely unaware of are Archdemon Dilemma. That one looked somewhat interesting. I don't even know what it's about, but I just saw the cover and I was like, okay, I'll add that to my list. There's Re-Monster. I saw people talk about that on Twitter and it looked pretty interesting. I want to check that out. And Unnamed Memory. Now, Unnamed Memory, I was going to pass over, but there's a few people on Twitter that said that it had the kind of feel of Freren. Now, I don't think there's any way it's going to be like Freren, but I think that made it worthy of like checking out a few episodes to see what they actually talking about. We got to give it a chance, see if it's up there. So I plan on at least checking out like the first and second episodes of those, and then we'll see if they stick in the roster. Now, the ones I'm currently watching, like the series that I've checked out at least 1 or 2 episodes of this season. The first one is Mysterious Disappearances, which it's another like mystery. I don't know if it classifies exactly as horror, but it's definitely like a mystery supernatural type show. And I was talking about when I was watching Dark Gathering, I want to get more into the mystery, the supernatural, the horror elements, like that stuff. It was really interesting when I found like these 1 or 2 series that really capitalize on it. So I want to get more into that. I still have to watch Another, and honestly, I kind of want to read Another because Another is a light novel. It's a big light novel, and I was gonna get it a while ago, but I ended up getting some Overlord books instead. I might go back and get Another, but it's been sitting on like my my watch list, and I have all the episodes and stuff ready to watch. I just haven't done it yet. But I've been enjoying Mysterious Disappearances. Sumi is a fun main character. She's crazy thick. I don't know why they made her that thick. It's such an odd part of the story because it comes up, but it doesn't come up as far as the characters really mentioning it. It's almost like a background event, which makes no sense, but it adds humor and stuff. It's cool. I like the idea of the curiosities. I like the idea of basically there are things that some people can see, some people can see, some people are affected by, some people aren't affected by. There hasn't been an exact definition for what does and doesn't happen in this world and why it doesn't happen. That's kind of what they're trying to figure out. And they're doing it through like utilizing curses and or fighting curses. And I mean the other main character, Rin, who I'm honestly not sure if he's like a human, if he's a curse himself. He's got some weird stuff going on. His sister's got weird stuff going on. Like I'm I think 3-4 episodes in, and I'm still somewhat trying to piece things together. And that's one of the things I like about the mystery supernatural horror animes is that you don't get everything right off the bat. You kind of got to work towards it. You got to put some effort in. You got to think about it a little bit. It's not just spelled out for you in episode 1 and then you go on this journey. It's just you go on the journey and you learn along the way. So Mysterious is gonna stay on the roster. We're keeping that there. I've been checking out Windbreaker, which everyone is saying is what Tokyo Revengers is supposed to be, and this and that. Now, I watched season 1 of Tokyo Revengers and did not go back in for season 2. I was like, you know what? Season 1 was enough. The story is okay. I can't stand Takamichi. And when like I can deal with annoying main characters, I can deal with bland main characters. If I just really dislike the main character, it makes it so hard to continue the show. That's why I haven't gone back to ReZero. That's why I have issues going in and out with Black Clover. That's why I'm never watching garbage Boruto. Just make a decent MC. Like, they don't have to be the best character, and I'm betting you more often than not they won't be, but don't make them like just annoying to see on screen every time. Anytime Takamichi was on screen, I was just like, someone else, please. Mikey. Bring Mikey in here. And Windbreaker so far hasn't had that same effect of Sakura is an annoying MC. He's kind of cool. Honestly, I think the issue with Windbreaker for me is that no one is really sticking out as super likable as a character. Like, there's no one that I really attach to or find interesting. I think Sue looks kind of cool. Just haven't got enough. I don't know. It could be the genre that doesn't capture me. Like, I'm probably going to check out a few more eps to see if it picks up. If it doesn't capture me by episode 5, we'll see if I continue it. But so far, I mean, it feels better than Tokyo Revengers, but I mean, that's a low bar. So we'll see if it gets any higher than that. I've been watching Go Loser Ranger, and that one's been pretty good so far. I'm liking that. A lot of unexpected twists so far. I think there's only been 4 eps of that. Unexpected, interesting, just I got a lot of questions. I want to see how it pans out. That's one of the things that'll definitely keep me watching, is just I want to see what happens next so much that, you know, I wish I had all the episodes already. If I'm watching weekly and it's like, all right, I'll watch the ep, whatever happens next, you know, is whatever. And that usually means I'm not as interested in the series. Like, that's honestly how I feel with Demon Slayer. Is that when the episode comes out, I'll watch it. But after that, I'm not like fiending for the next episode. I'm like, all right, I'll be back next week. Because the story just doesn't grasp me like that. Loser Ranger, I think the story is so far really cool. Like, I like the concept they're going with. Essentially the Rangers being not necessarily the voice of justice they claim to be. Now, to say that they're evil is another story entirely, but they're definitely not just the heroes. And all the fighters basically having their chance to shine, or trying to get their chance to shine, I think is interesting. I want to see more fighters, I guess. Because right now we have D. I want to see more of the fighters kind of come into play. Because if they all have the similar power of like mimicry, like, and I think D was saying that they can all mimic stuff, but each one is good at something else. So D's good at mimicking people. I want to see what the other fighters are good at mimicking. I want to see them come into play in the story a lot more often. Because that can make it really interesting, because you have a lot of people that have these different kinds of powers and they're all weak on their own. Bring them together and you're probably going to have a problem. So yes, more Loser Ranger for sure. That one's probably going to stay on the docket the whole way. We got Chilling in Another World with level 2 super cheat powers. That one's pretty cool as well. I don't quite mind that one. This one's like a middle ground. Like, it's not the best thing I'm watching so far, but it's not like the worst thing I've seen. And I mean, it's pretty high above worst thing you've seen. Like, it's not, I would say it's slightly above average. Like, it's keeping my attention. I want to keep watching episodes. I like the characters. I always like the isekai type ideal. I mean, I didn't think I would, especially with how like saturated the genre is, but I really love an isekai. And again, this dude's overpowered, so that automatically draws me in, where they're just stupid powerful and they're just interacting with the world where they're super powerful. Love it. So I'm pretty sure that one's gonna stay on my my roster as well. The story isn't anything crazy right now. Like I don't expect it to be crazy. Uh Characters are cool. No one's sticking out so far, but I do like the characters. Like I said, I'm just enjoying it. It's like it's one of those fun anime that you can kind of just sit back and watch and enjoy. You don't have to be like, oh, I want to see this epic fight, or I want to see these two go at it, or I want to see this, that, and the other. You just sit back, watch it, have fun. And you know, I feel like you need some of those in every season. You need to be able to sit back and enjoy what you're watching without having to worry about all the extra stuff that comes with it. And those are the only ones I've started. Like I said, the ones that I'm also going to watch are Kaiju number 8, Misfit of Demon King, Regular Magic High School, Archdemon Dilemma, Remonster, Unnamed Memory. We're going to check all those out, and we're going to see if those are worth adding to the roster as well. Now, I usually don't juggle a lot of anime at once. I like to kind of just watch through one and then move on to the next. Watching a multiple seasonal anime is relatively new for me, so we'll see how many I can balance at once. And the main reason I don't watch a lot of them at once is I like to keep the storylines somewhat concise, and not that I get them mixed too much, but I think there are some cases where you can be like, where was I at here? And it kind of dilutes the excitement if like at the end of the episode you want to see the next one, and then by the time you get to the next one you've already forgotten because you watched 5 other anime. So we'll see. Like I said, Mysterious Disappearances, Chillin' at level 2, those, and Loser Ranger. Those 3 are definitely going to stay on the roster. So it's pretty much a fight. I might try and do like 5 or 6, balance those out, and then the rest I'll just binge when they complete. What's going to take those spots? I don't know. Honestly, I might try watching Slime on a week-to-week basis. I might catch up on Slime and then try and watch that week to week, because I think Slime is one of those. It's a hype type anime. Like if Demon Slayer wasn't going to be a part of this season, it'd probably be the biggest hype type anime, just because like the fighting and stuff goes insane on Slime. Like, I'm telling you, if you have not seen Slime yet, check it out, because Slime is crazy isekai levels. So yeah, I think Slime's gonna take over until Demon Slayer comes out. Demon Slayer will probably be a week to week, just because it's one of those things where I won't be able to stop hearing about it once it airs. Like, once the episode airs, I'm gonna see about towards the next episode, and it's gonna do that until the season ends, and then once I talk about it. So we either gotta watch it as it's happening, or have to wait until it's done happening to avoid spoilers. I would be curious to see where My Hero lands on this list. Honestly, with the competition of Konosuba, Slime, Demon Slayer, Jobless, it might crack top 5, but it's gonna be 5. And that's if it, outdoes everything else. We still have a lot of time before these shows kind of like catch their stride. I think usually 3 to 5 episodes in, you'll figure out if like an anime is gonna go crazy. I think Kaiju, I think Loser Ranger have the potential to crank up like what they're doing, because Loser Ranger is already like making a strong impression on people. I think Kaiju number 8 is 2. And if anything happens in like Slime, that's like any major fight, something huge happens, Slime's gonna shoot up to the top. Slime has fans like nobody's business, so they're just waiting for something to happen to kind of like give it that oomph. And I imagine that it's gotta be built up something, because I haven't seen spoilers per se of Slime, but I've seen people kind of like talking about how it's it's been a bit more chilled this season. Not a whole lot has happened quite yet, which is fine. I mean, look at Konosuba for example. Usually Konosuba, you get the really epic fights at sometimes, but a lot of times it's just like slice of life stuff. They're just doing stupid stuff. But yeah, the list is long, as usual. There's probably a few. There's probably a few I'm missing. Actually, I'm gonna pull up Mal here and see if there's anything that I haven't really talked about quite yet. Oh, Spice and Wolf. I completely forgot that I was gonna watch Spice and Wolf. I read the first 3 books in the light novel series. I did not watch the previous adaptation of Spice and Wolf, of Spice and Wolf. So I'm gonna check out this one. I've been wanting to watch Spice and Wolf for a long time now. Like back when I got a Crunchyroll subscription, I saw it on like their main page, and I wanted to check it out then. Never got to it. I think I saw it on Hulu. Never got to it. Now that they remade it, and I think it's on Netflix now, I'm gonna check it out. Yosakura Family, I think somewhat intrigues me. I enjoy anime that come from Silverlink Studios. If so, there's a certain set of studios that I enjoy basically a lot of their content. Like I mean, obviously there's Ufotable, Mappa, Kyoto Animation. But Studio Trigger is one of my favorites. And I also like Silverlink. I don't know what it is about Silverlink. And A1, because Kaguya. But Silverlink, they'll get like these really, I don't want to say generic, but they're not like AAA anime series, not like AAA manga series. But they adapt them so well. Like sometimes the animation and the art for the type of series they pull is crazy good. Like I think 35th Platoon is a Silverlink, and I really enjoyed that one. And like sometimes the art was just stupid crazy on that. For let's see what 35th Platoon. Yeah, this is Silverlink. It has a 6.8 as a score. I mean, it doesn't even crack 7 as far as like what people consider quality. I really enjoyed it, and they animated it really well. Like some of those scenes, stupid good. For what though? For what? I mean, not to hate on the anime or anything, but you think about like AAA titles, or you think about these really big titles and how Mappa or Kyoto or Ufotable just go ham on every scene. And you think about Silverlink and like the list of anime they have, and you're like, why are you going this hard on these anime? But I appreciate it. I'm here for it. So I like to show Silverlink love whenever I can. I'll check out their series. And that reminds me, I also have to watch was it Hokkaido Girls? That's a Silverlink. I have to watch. Oh, Misfits also Silverlink. Yeah, so I got some Silverlink set up. We definitely gonna check those out. But that's everything on my docket so far. By the next ep, will probably be deeper into each one of the ones that I've already started watching. And then I think I'm gonna have my full roster of what I'm watching this season by the next episode. But you guys let me know, what are you watching this season? Are you also checking out the stuff I'm seeing? Is there stuff that you've seen that I didn't mention? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Bye.